Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, what if I told you that the Washington Commanders, yes, this resilient and ambitious team, is on the verge of making an acquisition that could turn their entire offensive game plan upside down? I mean, we're talking about a move that could shake up the entire NFC East, a move that could propel Washington back into serious Super Bowl contention. And no, I'm not talking about another draft pick or a signing of a backup. No, this is about one of the most dynamic, versatile, and dangerous players in the league, Alvin Kamara. Imagine the scene. The Commanders, fresh off a busy offseason, where they've already invested heavily in players like Deebo Samuel and Laramie Tunsil. Those moves signaled their intention to elevate the roster, to build a team that's ready to compete at the highest levels. But now, whispers are circulating that there might be more, that the Commanders are eyeing Alvin Kamara, and for good reason. Now, let's take a moment and look at where the New Orleans Saints are headed this season. Honestly, it's not exactly a picture-perfect picture from their side. The Saints, facing a possible rebuild, might be in a tough spot. They're expected by many analysts to struggle this year, possibly winning fewer than 4 games. And that's a brutal reality for a franchise that's known for its resilience and competitive spirit. When a team is looking at a season that could be marked by losses, players like Kamara, who are still in their prime, often start to think about their future. For Kamara, who has been a key piece of the Saints' offense, this could be the year he seeks a fresh start. Especially if the Saints are considering shedding some salary cap weight or rebuilding with younger players. And that's where the opportunity emerges. For the Commanders, acquiring Alvin Kamara isn't just about adding a star running back. It's about transforming their entire offensive philosophy. It's about sending a clear message to the NFL and to their division rivals. We're here to compete at the highest level, and we're not holding back. After a remarkable 2024 season, where the team drafted a talented quarterback in Jayden Daniels and brought in the innovative offensive mind of Cliff Kingsbury as their new offensive coordinator, the Commanders are signaling their serious intent to build a potent, high-flying offense. Jayden Daniels, the dynamic quarterback out of Arizona State and LSU, brought a new level of excitement to Washington's attack last season. His mobility, arm talent, and playmaking ability injected energy into the offense that we hadn't seen in quite some time. When you pair Daniels' downfield passing and improvisational skills with Kingsbury's offensive genius, famous for his spread concepts, quick passing game, and creative play designs, it's clear the Commanders are going all in on a fast-paced, unpredictable style of football. But adding a player like Alvin Kamara would take that a step further. Now, let's talk about Kamara's fit in this puzzle, because it's almost perfect. Kamara, who's known for his exceptional ability to catch passes out of the backfield and run between the tackles with power and agility, would be a nightmare for defenses. His versatility means he can line up in multiple spots, out of the backfield, in the slot, or even split wide, creating mismatches all over the field. And this isn't just about running or catching, it's about creating yards after the catch, which is where Kamara truly shines. His vision, patience, and ability to turn small openings into big gains make him an incredibly valuable weapon in Kingsbury's offensive system. And think about how Kingsbury, with his spread concepts and creative play calling, would utilize Kamara. The offensive coordinator loves to keep defenses guessing, and Kamara's ability to line up in various positions only adds to that unpredictability. Whether it's screen passes, outside runs, or play-action setups, Kamara's presence would open up so many options for Daniels and the entire offense. It's a nightmare scenario for defenses trying to match up against Washington's offensive weapons. Of course, the current roster already has some key pieces. Wide receivers Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel would be the explosive outside threats, stretching the field and drawing defensive attention. Tight end Ben Sinnott, still young and developing, could become an intriguing piece in this high-octane offense. But the real game-changer would be Kamara's ability to operate as a dual threat, running with power and catching with finesse, complementing Daniel's mobility and downfield passing. It would be a perfect storm, a combination that could make the Commanders one of the most dynamic offenses in the NFL. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. What about the other players on the roster, like Brian Robinson? Well, Kamara would act as the lightning to Robinson's thunder. Robinson has proven to be a tough, physical runner, a yardage machine who thrives on contact. With Kamara in the backfield, defenders wouldn't be able to focus solely on Robinson. They'd have to account for Kamara's all-around threat, which would open up even more opportunities for the entire offense. It's like adding a chess piece that can do so many different things, forcing defenses to constantly adapt. And let's not forget the strategic implications. With Kamara, the Commanders could diversify their attack with play-action passes, quick screens, outside runs, keeping defenses off balance. The element of unpredictability would be huge, especially in critical moments. Imagine the chaos when Daniels drops back, pump fakes, then hits Kamara on a quick checkdown, turning a small gain into a big play after the catch. Or how defenses would have to respect the run, opening up passing lanes for McLaurin and Samuel. It's a recipe for a scoring frenzy, and it's exactly what Washington needs to elevate their game to the next level. Getting Alvin Kamara wouldn't be cheap, of course. The Saints, knowing that their season might be a write-off, could be willing to part ways for the right price, perhaps some draft picks or a future compensation. But the Commanders' front office has shown in recent years that they're not shy about pulling the trigger on bold moves. The investment could pay off big time if Kamara stays healthy and motivated, which has historically been a concern, but hasn't been a major issue in recent seasons. His talent is undeniable, and if he joins Washington, the offense instantly becomes a nightmare for opposing defenses. And all these pieces come together at a perfect time. The NFL landscape is shifting, and teams that adapt quickly are the ones that come out on top. Washington is positioning itself as a team that's not just trying to rebuild, but is aiming to contend right now. With the right pieces, they can compete with the best and make a real run at the playoffs and beyond. Kamara's addition would be that missing piece, a game-changer who can elevate the entire offense and give the team a new dimension of threat that defenses haven't seen before. So, imagine the hype, the excitement, the potential. Washington Commanders fans, we have a lot to look forward to. Whether this trade materializes or not, it's clear that the team is making bold moves and the future looks bright. The NFC East is fierce, with teams like the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants always in the mix. But if the Commanders pull off something like this, they could redefine the division and re-establish themselves as serious contenders. It's a story that's just beginning to unfold, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think acquiring Alvin Kamara would be the game-changer they need? Or do you believe the team should focus on other areas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more insights on everything happening in the NFL and especially with your beloved Commanders. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep this conversation going because the future is bright, and the best is yet to come for Washington fans.